Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video we're going to go over what the difference is between a class variable and an instance variable. You have used both of them already. It's just that it's important that you know the terminology in the event that you get a job as a programmer and another programmer is using this terminology, or if you're even working as an indie or you're on a forum asking a question and people use the terminology, it's important that you know the difference. So if we make a class here, now this class isn't really going to be how you would do this if you were writing this kind of program. I'm just writing a class here that's going to show you the difference between the two variables and how you can use them. So if I create a class called students, I can create a class variable by giving each student a grade, and each student in this class is going to be in first grade. So this is the class variable because it's just a regular old variable assigned to this class. Now an instance variable is a variable that you can change at that instant basically. And I'll do this with the init again like we did before. But I'm going to want to make this for name because each student's going to have a name. So what I'm going to want to do is put self.name equals name. Now I'm going to get out of that class, and now I'm going to put student1 equals students, and I'm going to give them a name of Joe. And I'll put student2 equals students, and I'll give them a name of Fred. Now I can print student1.name, and I can print student2.name. And if I run this, you're going to see it prints Joe and it prints Fred. So again, the difference is the class variable is this variable because the grade that they're in is always going to be first. So if I print student1.grade, you're going to see it says first. But that's the same thing if I print student2.grade. It's not going to change. Oops, what did I do wrong here? Oops, I did a typo. Student2.grade. And they're in first. Now, that is the class variable. It's always going to be first. The instance variable changes at that instance because I can assign it a different instant each time. So this object, I assign that instant variable Joe, and this instance, or this object, I assign the instant variable Fred. So that's the difference between the two. So if you are ever talking in a forum and you have a question and somebody says your class variable, or somebody says your instance variable, you'll know what they're talking about. Or if you're working as a programmer and you just got your first programming job and you're collaborating with other programmers and they're saying, well, in your instance variable, do this, you'll know what they're talking about. All right? So I hope this helps you understand the difference between a class variable and an instance variable. One thing you can try is, you saw that error I got when I went down, when I had this typed wrong. Oops. What do I do? I hit enter here. So let me play this again, and you'll see it gave an exception, this name error. So what I would challenge you to do is go in here and make this exact same program, but set it up with an exception handler like we did before. And if you get this exception name error, then have it do something. So that's a good challenge to kind of take everything that we've learned up to this point and using different things from it and putting it together to make functionality. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.